and welcome to another video of mine for you this lovely day. I'm showing you another mixed media layout here, and you can see I'm using some Faber-Castell gel medium with this lovely little circles mask. This is one I actually got in a Studio Calico kit some time ago. You can pick these masks, kind of circle masks, up from loads of different places. I can't even remember the brand of this one now. But you can see this is the Faber-Castell. I actually ordered this from Simon Says Stamp and got it shipped over to the UK. I think if you order under a certain amount, then we don't have to pay duty on it. So I just got the 3 pots, the gel medium, the glaze and the gesso. Wanted to try it out compared to some of the stuff we can get here a bit more easily in the UK. So you can see I'm just brushing it on with a just a stick I got at a local craft store. Those, you can buy those in packs. Just kind of brushing the glaze on. What I really want to create here is a bit of a resist with watercolours. That's kind of my thing, is to try and get that kind of circle resist. And I am using the Studio Calico, the Sugar Rush kit. You can see here the little circles have dried now, and I've just got the pink and the purple peerless watercolour papers that matched my photo, which you just saw from my wedding. My 2 bridesmaids in their purple dress with with my husband's best man walking back down the aisle of the church just after we'd got married. So you can see I'm just using a water brush, pulling the watercolours exactly the same as I normally do this. I'm really trying to blend the colours, getting my paper towel, mopping it up, and so on and so forth. You're going to see me kind of basically repeat the same technique I use for all my watercolour videos nowadays. Kind of practiced it quite a lot. I do like to get it quite wet. I find that gets me a better blend of colours. Although they don't always come out so vibrant, I'm quite happy to go back over it. But a lot of that depends on the quality of the paper that you're working on. This is quite a thick cardstock. I can't remember exactly which one it is. I can always link it up. As I say, it came in the Studio Calico Sugar Rush kit. But if in doubt, my real best recommendation is to actually just use the plain white American Crafts cardstock, the textured one, because it's really thick, and that I find works absolute charm. Real best one to use if you're using watercolours. But I really wanted to show the contrast of the circles and then the zigzaggy pattern in the background. I don't know the proper word for that. You know what I mean. But you can see here I'm just going over some areas that perhaps the glaze hasn't shown or the colour hasn't shown through so well. You can see it's not perfect, these circles, but I'm not one to strive for perfection anyway. You can see how it all works out in the end really well. But you can see here how that one dries up and almost goes away completely, that colour. And then I did dry this with a heat tool on the front and on the back, but I'm not going to show that. That's kind of pointless to do. But you can see I'm just going over a few more bits here, blending some more colours. And then you'll see the finished dried piece of paper. Here we go. So I did dry it on the back as well, and I do find that helps. You can see there's my photo, just bringing those colours in. And this is where I played around with some stamping on top. The Sugar Rush kit came with some circle stamps, which were really cool, lots of different ones. So I got loads of different coloured purples and some blacks and pink, and kind of went over it. That's a Memento ink. I've got a Stampin' Up ink here, and then I've got one of those little jewel drop inks, as well as my archival black ink to go over, and I really love this effect in the background, just kind of layering lots of different things on top of each other. I'm a big fan of layers, whether it be lots of different pattern papers, whether it be layers of different mixed media things in the background, all kinds of embellishments. Let's just layer it up and create something beautiful, is kind of the way that I like to do it. And I love how this pink one turned out, so I ended up doing loads of that. And the black, got to get a bit of black in there for a bit of contrast as well. I'm a big fan of contrast, and I think it's really important to get some contrast showing through. So you can see here, those are the circles that I've stamped. As I said, they're from the Studio Calico Sugar Rush kit, and you can see here, this is kind of what I'm thinking when it comes to putting it all together. My camera cut out a little bit and I hadn't realised. So you can see I've added a few more ink splatter stamps, and I'm just working out my embellishments here. I'm just trying to kind of put something together with layering them up really, and I just play around with the placement. I actually played around with this for a very long time, and I have tried to edit most of that out. Just I wanted to keep enough in so that you can see some of the placement here and can see kind of my thought process, but not so much that it gets boring, was really what I'm getting at here. So you can see I'm just suddenly going to kind of make a decision there. And then these 3 items I've just kind of stapled all together with a heart there, and just putting it all together. Here we go. Adding in the clips, just trying to work out what colour is going to work best. And I didn't want to skip through all of this because I think it's good sometimes to see how other people put things together. I just think it can be interesting sometimes, so I'm just kind of showing that here to see what you guys think. Here we go. That flower behind, the white cardstock there, that was cut using my silhouette, and I believe that flower is available in the Silhouette store. You should be able to find that there. I think I used most of my subscription getting lots of different types of flowers, but I do particularly like that one. And it's almost a little bit like a doily in a way, kind of a cross between a flower and a doily, and the way it kind of peeks behind there, I just love the way that looks. So I'm just going to glue it down in a few places there. I'm not one for being 100% glued down most of the time. You can see here I actually did use some double-sided tape. I was worried about, because the background papers bowed slightly because of all the different ink and the water and everything, with all the paint. I didn't want to use the normal glue, my normal roller dot glue there. I didn't feel like it would work all that well. However, I actually feel like double-sided tape perhaps wasn't the right thing, because it would have been nice to have a little bit of movement, but I didn't want the height of foam dots, so yeah, I went for this, but hey ho, we'll see how it all works out. Just stapling a few bits down there. Sorry you didn't get to see some of that. I didn't realise that not all of it was within the camera viewpoint, but you can see I'm just fiddling around taking off the double-sided tape here. Putting that down. I'm sorry if there's suddenly a little bit of background noise. It's been a lovely glorious day here in the UK, windows are open, and yeah, there's just a little bit of noise from that really. Otherwise should be good. Here we go. So I really had this thing, because it was the 3 of them, of using one of these big numbers that came with the Studio Calico kit, and going for the 3 and kind of tucking it in there, and basically that's then my title is just 3. I'm not a big one for titles, to be honest with you. I used to kind of spend ages trying to think of like clever witty titles, and I'm just not that way inclined. Or I might think about it, you know, 4 hours later, and I just can't be bothered with that. I just want it done. So I'll just write something fairly plain and simple, and if that means, you know, there's 3 of my layouts in one album called Love, that's fine. But you can see this one here did want to go with something slightly different, so used the 3 here. So tucking that in, I did decide to use the roller dot glue for this, which I think works really well with chipboard. So yeah, very close to being finished now, just adding a few final touches that you're going to see. Adding a few, just going to play around with these cameras, making a complete pig's ear of opening up the package there, but these little pink cameras again came in the kit. I did use some add-ons, so it's not all the main kit. There are some bits from add-ons, and I think those little clips, the flower clips, were actually from the Project Life kit, so I haven't just used the one kit. I do think I mixed a few little bits in, I think. I actually filmed this ages ago, and I'm only just doing the voiceover. I've had quite a few issues at home with leaks and things like that, and it just takes over completely. So apologies that this has taken me so long to get out to you. I know I did promise it ages ago. Just adding in some ink splatters, because as we all know, a layout for me would not be complete without some ink splatters, even when it goes wrong, as you know from my previous video. But you can see here, just adding some, and I really like the colour that they come out, and I'm just trying to debate on what to back this on. I like backing my, when I've done watercolour, you can see here how all the papers kind of bowed slightly and the water's come through, the inks come through and stuff, and I like backing it onto other cardstock whether it be pattern paper or coloured cardstock, whatever, just to give it a little bit more strength. I do like doing that when I've been using a lot of water on my project. So you can see here I've just cut down the paper ever so slightly at the top and the bottom, just so you can see the background peeking through, really, was kind of my plan. And I'm actually going to stitch all across the top and the bottom as well, which you'll get to see in just a second. So just pushing that down, making sure it's lined up, and kind of push from the middle out. That's the aim anyway. You can see it doesn't always work 100%. Get a few little bubbles there, but I'm okay with that. Again, as you know, perfection is not something I particularly strive for. So here you go, it's also down the top and the bottom, and I've kind of ruffled up the edges there so you can see the underneath peeking through, which I just really love. And I'm just doing a little bit of journaling, and then we are just about wrapped up. So I am thrilled that you have joined me today. I absolutely love knowing that I am hopefully inspiring some of you guys to get out your mixed media items and get cracking. I really enjoy doing this. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon.